Both sides have arrested in the Harding Street murder trial. KPRC2 is the only local media station keeping you updated daily from inside the courtroom with our multi-platform coverage that we call The Bench. Gerald Goines is the former Houston police officer charged in the no-knock warrant raid on Harding Street, and that resulted in the deaths of two people inside, Dennis Tuttle and Regina Nicholas. Investigator Mario Diaz joining us now live outside the courtroom in downtown with the latest. Mario?
That's right. So today what happened here, Danny, was about 6 hours ago, right at high noon. Suddenly you hear the defense say, "We are done. We rest," which means they are no longer presenting in this case, either side. Shortly thereafter, you had Gerald Goines exit those doors behind me, and he proceeded to walk down this hallway with his team of attorneys. He was very confident. They all were. They feel as if they've done a pretty solid job of presenting their case. As for the prosecutors, we didn't see them come out through the same doors, but we did catch Keaton Fort out on the street today as we were out heading to lunch. We saw him walk, and he walked with a lot of confidence as well. But then you have the jury deliberations, which will be taking place probably around Tuesday, and that's why I want to bring in Joe Venus now. He's been joining us throughout the course of this coverage. He's the criminal defense attorney here in Houston. First off, what are the jury deliberations going to look like for this kind of case, you feel?
I think they're going to take a while. It's going to be a few days. And I think with the amount of evidence and the type of evidence that we've seen throughout this trial, you're going to see a lot of questions coming out of this jury room.
Before we get to there, we have the closing arguments. What are you anticipating from that?
I mean, this is really the time for these lawyers to shine, and they all have the ability to do it. This is for them to highlight what they believe the strengths in their cases are, and even potentially address some of the weaknesses that the other side will bring up.
Over the past 2 weeks now, nearly 2 weeks, you've been inside that courtroom. You've taken in some of the actions inside there. In your opinion, after everything you've seen, who has to make up the most ground in 10 seconds?
I still think, just like it was at the beginning, I still think it's the defense.
You think it's the defense?
I do.
Okay. Joe Venus, there's your opinion right there with regards to who has to make the most ground up with regards to closing this case. You're going to have the charging of the two sides, the charging instructions conference, which is going to be taking place on Monday. Then the jury's going to hear the closing arguments beginning at 10 a.m. on Tuesday. That's the very latest here from the courthouse. Mario Diaz, KPRC2 News.